The next step in the process then is to take our totals from our ledger accounts and to create a trial balance. And we've totaled all these numbers here, and now we want to take this to the trial balance. Again, I cheated a little bit, and I made the trial balance because you can see I really have to squeeze these in here. So I went through and I labeled all the accounts. I also pulled up some accounts that are going to be relevant once we make our adjustments. So I snuck those in there so I could show you what the process and have a little placeholder for them. All right, so everything that's a debit is going to go in a debit here, and everything that's a credit in the ledger accounts is going to go in as a credit. A couple other things to note is the trial balance is in the order of the balance sheet. So cash, we have assets first, and with the most liquid at the top and the least liquid at the bottom. We then go to our liability accounts, again with the most current or short term at the top, long term at the bottom. Then we go to our owner's equity accounts. We have common stock retained earnings, and then our sub-accounts of retained earnings of revenues and our expenses. With regard to, I want to use some terminology here that I didn't bring up in the last one, accumulated depreciation for the equipment and the van. Accumulated depreciation is what we talk about as a contra account. So just keep in mind that those are contra accounts if you've heard that term before. All right, so our unadjusted trial balance. We started out, if I go back and look at my ledger accounts, I had $44,400 in cash. I had $1,000 in receivables, $80 of supplies inventory, $1,800 of prepaid insurance, equipment of $20,000. I had no accumulated depreciation at this point in time. I had the van on my books at $50,000, and that's enough for my assets to this point. My liabilities, I had accounts payable of $700. I had unearned revenue of $9,000. I had no interest payable yet. That's a placeholder for an adjustment. And I had that loan from Grandma for $60,000. Okay. Then we're going to go to the owner's equity accounts, and we're staying with credits still. We had common stock of $40,000. We had 0 in retained earnings. We had revenues of $12,000. We had operating expenses of $4,000. But now remember, expenses are debit accounts, and supplies of $420. So if I add all these accounts up, all my debits and all my credits, I believe my total is $121,700 for my debits and $121,700 for my credits. So my debits equal my credits, and my trial balance balances. So the next part in the process then, because this is an unadjusted trial balance, is to do our year-end adjustments.